In this lesson, we'll be learning a few techniques that come in handy on your cooking journey. Firstly, we'll be making a garlic oil which will enhance the flavor and mouthfeel of our clams. Infused oils can be added to anything once cooked, from seared chicken breast and a fillet of halibut to even focaccia and blanched vegetables. We'll also be making a tomato cream sauce which works really well with our clams, some crispy bacon, as well as some shaved fennel. The tomato sauce is a pureed sauce which would also go really well in a tomato and clam soup. So, with all that being said, let's get started by first making our infused garlic oil. So we're going to smash 3 to 4 cloves of garlic with the back of our knife. We'll then add that to a saucepan and combine with 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. We'll put this on low heat, gently stirring for about 10 minutes. We'll add to a deli container and let this continue to infuse. And the fact that we smashed our garlic ensures we'll get a better infusion. Next, for our tomato cream, I'll quickly dice some garlic like so. We'll then thinly slice a small red onion and reserve for our mise en place. Now with our tomatoes, here I'm using Roma, and with a paring knife, I'm simply going to remove the core before I slice. Earlier on in the course, we learned how to process ingredients efficiently, so I thought I would give another example here to hammer the point home. Next, in a brazier on medium-high heat, add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, followed by the onions and garlic. If I'm sweating and not caramelizing, I like to add these two at the same time, as they're both alliums, contain sugar, and cook at a similar rate. We'll stir until translucent, then add in our tomatoes. I'll season with salt, then saute this until the tomatoes begin to release their juices. I'll also add in some black pepper, and here I'll pour in a touch of water and continue to stir until these start to break down. We'll pour in some heavy cream, enough to cover halfway and bring to a simmer. I'll cover with a lid and cook until fully broken down. And this right here looks good. We'll add to a blender, and as mentioned before, the spatula will keep the mixture from splashing towards us. We'll blend until smooth, and while it's running, I'll add in a couple knobs of butter. We'll taste, and this was perfect. I'll strain the tomato cream into a bowl and reserve for later. For this dish, I'll slice some streaky bacon like so. I'll then sandwich between 2 rounds of parchment paper. And then add a fry pan on top as a weight so that they cook nice and flat. We'll place in a 400-degree oven until crispy. Lastly, I'll core some grape tomatoes like so. And here we have the back of the tomato, where I'll simply make a horizontal and vertical slit, which will help us to remove the skin in the next step. Place your tomatoes into boiling water, and we're going to blanch these for roughly 30 seconds. We'll then remove from the heat and strain. Now with the paring knife, I can remove the skin from the bottom of the tomato where I made the slits. And there's our skinless grape tomato, which has a completely different texture than when the skin was on. Next, in a mixing bowl, we'll add some of the garlic oil, then our tomatoes, and simply toss to combine. I'll add a pinch of salt and gently mix. In a small saucepan, add the rest of the garlic oil, then our cooked clams, and gently stir until coated. We'll place our clams at the edge of our plate in a crescent-shaped pattern. I'll then add the grape tomatoes tight to the clams. Followed by some shaved fennel, our bacon, and lastly the tomato cream in the center of the plate. I'll dot the sauce with the garlic oil, season the clams with some salt, and garnish with some dill and fennel fronds. And there's our beautiful clam dish. Clams are a humble ingredient, But when paired with the right flavors, we can transform this maritime favorite into a sophisticated plate of food. Now when it comes to plating, always remember that the number of pieces of protein will determine and guide your plating style. The rule of odd numbers allowed us to develop a crescent-shaped pattern at the edge of our dish where all the other components followed. In the next lesson, we'll be diving into a French dish known as mussels dijonnaise. See you there.